What's up, guys? It's Ty here, and today I have the Week 4 recap of the 2017-2018 college football season. This week was filled with so many potential upsets that did not come to fruition. They stayed late into the game, and then obviously the favorite teams took over, but there was two upsets, I believe. One was a really big one. One almost happened. You guys know what I'm talking about. Penn State. The final play scores. They win 21-19. Oh my gosh. I'm an Ohio State fan, right? I was watching that game and I was like, oh, please beat the Penn State. And I was like heartbroken. I never thought I'd be so heartbroken. I literally never thought. I mean, it's not like honestly, I don't really hate Penn State. I mean, I dislike them when they're playing Ohio State, but really I just don't hate them. But this time is like a weird, I've never hated something so bad. I was never so angry to see a team win. And it was really weird. I don't know why I got so mad. I'm like, obviously I wanted to see an upset, but hey, you can't cry over spilt milk. I mean, Ohio State, I mean, it doesn't really change anything if we still win out. Like, we win every game from now on, go 11-1, win the conference. It doesn't matter. So, it doesn't matter where a team wins or loses. So, as long as you win out, all will be good. So, going away from that now, I don't want to talk about that. The football started off Thursday night, obviously with South Florida. They played Temple. South Florida usually always plays on Thursdays, which I like. So, they killed Temple 43-7. I thought that'd be a closer game. Quentin Flowers, 8 for 20. I still think Quentin Flowers is a trash quarterback. But, South Florida gets the win in the American. American's trash. South Florida is going to be one of them group of 5 teams that goes to a big bowl and gets crushed. That's all. I'm just saying that now. So, Utah traveled to Arizona, and they got the win 30-24. Close game there. Brandon Dawkins, 24 for 42. Pretty decent game. Great game on the ground, though. And, yeah, Utah remains undefeated right there. And now on to Saturday, start with the two teams that I do like. Ohio State beat UNLV 54-21. Not really worried about that game. Don't know how UNLV scored 21 points, but hey, can't cry over spilt milk. JT Barrett had 5 touchdowns, thank God. And even Dwayne Haskins had himself 2 touchdowns, so that's really nice to see. Parrish Campbell got himself a touchdown and over 100 yards. So, good game all around right there. Obviously, it's going to be an easy win. And then this game right here, Toledo was actually up against Miami 16-10. I'm like, oh, my prediction for the upset's looking real good. And then Miami stomped them. And then Toledo made it kind of close, but then Terry Rozier, not Terry Rozier. That's the basketball player from the Celtics. You know what I'm talking about. But Miami ended up winning 52-30, but Toledo kind of hung in there, and I'm pretty happy to see Toledo did. Cody Thompson, I really think he's good. 5 receptions, 114 yards, and Toledo's got potential. I think they're going to finish 9-3 on the season. That's just my opinion. And this game, I thought maybe it could be an upset. It's a home game at Vanderbilt, and Alabama beat them 59-0. Yeah, Damian Harris, 12 rushes, 151 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that's just, wow. Like literally, wow. Wow. Just 59-0. That's insane. Clemson here beat Boston College 34-7, but this game was actually closer. You guys can see that it was actually tied up 7-7 after 3, and then Clemson scored 27 points in the fourth quarter. Kelly Bryant threw 2 picks, did not look that good. And this game too, another potential upset. So many potential upsets. I'm telling you guys. Freaking Baylor almost beat Oklahoma. They were actually up 31-28, and Oklahoma ended up edging it out 49-41. Zach Smith, 33 for 50, 463 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Oklahoma almost fell to Baylor. That would have been absolutely awesome. We already talked about the 21-19 victory for Penn State in the last second. Man, that was a great game, though, I do have to say. But freaking Saquon Barkley, over 300 yards, man. Literally, he's the best college running back I've ever seen. And I mean, Zeke was so good in college, but Zeke was not as good as Saquon Barkley in college. Saquon Barkley literally is the best college running back I've seen. I mean, I never got to see Adrian Peterson. I never got to see any of those guys. In my lifetime, Saquon Barkley is the best. Hey, Jake, if you're watching this, I'm just being serious. Saquon is incredible. Incredible. USC beat California 30-20. The game was actually tied 13-13 after 3, and then USC kind of pulled away. So, yeah, you see there's another one of those almost potential upsets. Kind of sad. I wanted to see upsets. Here's the upset I was talking about. TCU travels to Bedlam and they beat Oklahoma State 44-31. They were up by a lot at one point. They were up 31-17. They were up 38-17 at one point. Then Oklahoma State brought it in between 6. Like, oh, no. And then TCU was like 3rd and 4, and they broke off a big run and scored a touchdown, and that sealed the game. Like, thank God. Did not want Oklahoma State to win. Glad to see they got their first loss because, I mean, nothing against Oklahoma State. They beat Pitt, first of all, and nothing against them, but I want them to be a little bit worse whenever they beat Oklahoma because I know they're going to beat Oklahoma because I don't like Oklahoma. So, Washington handily beat Colorado. Was not the case after the first quarter, but then Washington kind of started to roll. Myles Gaskin, 202 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. So, Michigan beat Purdue. I wanted Purdue to come on, Purdue. Like, man, stupid Michigan gets their win. Whatever. They're up 10-7 at half. John O'Korn actually was the quarterback throughout the game because Wilton Spate did get hurt. So, I mean, don't want to wish injury on people, but I mean, I don't know, man. Josh O'Korn looked pretty good. So, yeah. And then here's a thumping here. Georgia kills Mississippi State 31-3. Nick Chubb had 2 touchdowns. Freaking Nick Fitzgerald looked freaking atrocious. Mississippi State just got handled by Georgia, and Georgia's looking really good. I'm just saying. And here we go. NC State beat Florida State. I mean, go back in the last video. I think I predicted NC State to beat Florida State. I'm going to produce some. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I didn't, but I did tell my dad NC State's winning this game. And they did, and Florida State ends up losing. James Blackman, the true freshman, did not have the best of games. But, you know, other players, they should have beat NC State. But NC State moves to 3-1 on the year. Good for them. The Hokies shut out Old Dominion 38-0. What did you expect, really? Auburn murders Missouri. What did you expect? Washington State kills Nevada. What did you expect? Louisville beat Kent State. What's new? And so mad to see this. Florida ends up beating Kentucky 28-27. And man, I wanted to see Kentucky win this game because they have not won the game in 37 years, I believe it was. And they almost did it, but they lost by 1. But Kentucky does look pretty good for this year, so I feel like Kentucky's going to finish about 7-5, 8-4. That's just my opinion. San Diego wins a close one against Air Force, 28-24, to remain ranked. And then Arizona State beat Oregon 37-35. Oregon, they were looking good, 3-0, and they actually lost away to Arizona State. Don't know how good Arizona State is going to be this year. But, I mean, that was a big game right there. Oregon was looking real nice, but I guess freaking N'Keal Harry, 7 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown. What a freaking beast. And then LSU beats Syracuse 35-26. It's a weird scoreline. That's all your top 25 opponents. Let's just look at the whole FBS because we can. And, wait a minute. This game happened today. So there's a game. I guess East Carolina beat Connecticut 41-38 in a real close right there. Thomas Sirk, 30 for 39, 426 yards, 3 touchdowns. Really nice day for him. But geez, Devon Garrison, 11 receptions, 223 yards, and 3 touchdowns. What a day from that man. Virginia beat Boise State 42-23. Actually kind of surprised about that. Jesus, 13 receptions, 209 yards, and a touchdown for Cedric Wilson. What a beast, but they still lost. So we already saw these ranked matches. Any notable non-ranked matches? Texas Tech beat Houston to move to 3-0. That was a close game. It was kind of Texas Tech. They were pretty consistent with their scoring. The Houston almost pulled off the game in the fourth quarter, but Texas Tech held on. Yeah, Tulane beat Army. Let's go. I'm a Tulane fan, I guess. Yeah, so go Tulane. Texas Tech beat Arkansas 50-43 in overtime. That was a crazy game. Christian Kirk, 5 receptions, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That was just a crazy game, and Texas Tech won off of an interception to seal the game. So that was really nice right there. Tennessee barely beats the 0-5 UMass Minutemen 17-13. I don't know what happened there. They must have really played bad there. West Virginia beat Kansas. That's kind of what we expected. Pitt lost again. Rip. Wah, wah. Georgia Tech won 35-17. I kind of expected Georgia Tech to win that game anyway. New Mexico won 16-13 against Tulsa. Idaho beat South Alabama in double overtime, may I add you. Good game there in the Sun Belt. Ohio beat Eastern Michigan. Ooh, they traveled to Eastern Michigan, and they ended up picking up the win. So good for Ohio in double overtime, may I add again. UCF beat Maryland. Kind of sad because Maryland was like a team that I thought was really, really good. And I mean, unless UCF is really good, Maryland did not look good. That was a home game too. I kind of hope Maryland gets a little bit better so they can, make some noise in the Big Ten. Nebraska beat Rutgers by 10. Not impressive from Nebraska. I'm sorry, Tanner. I mean, you got to beat Rutgers by more than 10. But good job on the win, though. Just saying. Indiana killed Georgia Southern. Wake Forest beat Appalachian State 20-19. What a scoreline. 20-19. That's a weird look. Duke beat North Carolina. Duke moves to 4-0. I didn't expect that. While North Carolina moves down to 1-3. Wow. 0-2 in the ACC as well, may I add you. Not a good start for North Carolina, but great start for Duke. South Carolina won the game off a last-second field goal. They scored 17 in the fourth quarter. They were down 13-0 going into the fourth against Louisiana Tech, and they ended up pulling out the win. Good for South Carolina. Miami of Ohio beat Central Michigan 31-14. Navy moves on to 3-0 as they beat Cincinnati. Louisiana Monroe beat Louisiana 56-50 in double overtime. So many double overtime games. Troy beat Akron 22-17. Man, what are these weird score lines? Georgia State shut out Charlotte 28-0. Western Illinois won 52-10. North Texas beat UAB 46-43. West Kentucky beat Ball State 33-21. Buffalo won. Middle Tennessee won. SMU won. Western Michigan won. Florida International won. Utah State murdered UTSA. Moves to 3-0. Good for them. New Mexico State won. Memphis moves to 3-0, beating Southern Illinois by not much. But hey. Notre Dame beat Michigan State, handing Michigan State's first loss, 38-18. Very handily victory right there. Either Brian Lewerke is not that good. LJ Scott kind of held to a decent day, and yeah, maybe Notre Dame is like really good this year. Wyoming beat Hawaii 28-21, and Stanford beat UCLA, handing UCLA's second straight loss. Josh Rosen 40 for 60. Geez, a lot of throwing. 480 yards and 3 touchdowns, but they win 58-34. And freak 30 carries, 263 yards on a touchdown. My God. But that is week 4, guys. Let's check the rankings for the next week. This is week 5. And Alabama remains number 1. Clemson remains number 2. Then you have Oklahoma, Penn State, USC. And so those top 5 stay together. I mean, none of them, except Alabama, none of these guys really play good games, but since they all didn't play good games, you kind of just keep them where they're at. You know what I'm saying? That just kind of makes sense. But Washington moves up because of, Oklahoma State. Then Georgia actually moves up 4, and they are now 7th. Michigan stays with that. TCU moves up 7th after beating Oklahoma State. TCU is number 9. Wisconsin moves down to 10. Ohio State moves down to 11. They're still the best team with 1 loss. I mean, that's good. I mean, once these teams, these teams are going to start losing, yeah, that's going to happen. Virginia Tech moves up to 12. I think Virginia Tech's going to beat Clemson next week. That's just what I think. Auburn moves up 2 to 14. Miami stays at 13. Miami stays at 14. Oklahoma State moves down 9 to number 15, but dang. Washington State moves up 2. They're now 16th. Louisville moves up 2. They're 17th. South Florida 18. San Diego State 19. Utah 20. Florida moves down. They're now 21. Notre Dame and West Virginia come back into the rankings. They are 22 and 23 respectively. Mississippi State moves down 7. They are 24th. And LSU stays put at 25. Florida State and Oregon drop out of the rankings. Florida State drops out of the rankings for the first time in since 2011, so that is absolutely crazy. And other teams receiving votes: NC State, Duke, Texas Tech. Florida State still receives some votes. Iowa's actually starting to knock on the door now, and Wake Forest got a vote. Hey, Wake Forest. So, guys, that's going to be the Week 4 recap for the 2017-2018 college football season. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube. If you haven't already, this is Tyler signing off saying, I'll see you next one, guys. Have a good one. Later.